Hi, this is Mary Oldham with a tidbit today about self-publishing, and I want to start by talking about editing. Editing is the most underrated part of the whole process. I get the desire to get your book out there. I get the need, the rush, I'm just going to put it online and see what it does. You don't want to do that. I have had to learn patience, and it has not been easy. I had on my first book an editor who I had both a developmental editor and a grammatical editor. The developmental editor kept me on track, kept the book tight, and really worked on the plot with me. The grammatical editor missed a lot of things. I had to get the book re-edited. She misspelled 20 on the chapter head 24, and I didn't notice. So that brings another point, is that when you get grammatical edits, page by page. You need to go page by page, and then you probably need to run it through your own spell check. I don't use AI, but I have used Grammarly in the past, and I usually use the editing software in Word, and then I run it through Grammarly, which takes a lot of time, and then I give it to my grammatical editor to look at. This is expensive, but it saves you a lot of headaches, because I can tell you how embarrassing it is to have people read your book with the mistakes that my first book, my baby, had when it was released. It was awful. And ever since then, every book is going to have an error or two, but you hope they're small enough that you can go in and fix them. For example, I misspelled ficus in my Sage's Redemption. Still misspelled. I have had issues with wide berth, B-I-R-T-H versus B-E-R-T-H. So those are little things that you will not maybe even notice, but a sharp-eyed reader will notice. Which brings me to the point of beta readers. I've learned that before publishing a book, the best thing to do is give it to some beta readers to read. And I'm not talking about one can be your relative, but it can't be you, because you will miss the errors. But I have 5 readers that I really trust that I give their book to. And they turn it around to me fast, because I've had some beta readers say, oh, I'll read it in the next couple months. That doesn't work. You need somebody who will turn it around in a week or two to you. And you have to allow for that week or two. My grammatical editor, my current one, she takes a little longer sometimes. But when she does that, I ask her to really amp up the quality, because she'll say, oh, it's going to take me like 3 to 4 weeks. And I say, but I know it's going to be perfect when I get it. Whether or not you decide to have the grammatical editor read it twice is up to you. I have found in some cases it's a good idea, and in some cases it's a bad idea. It just depends on the amount of changes that they recommend. I asked my grammatical editor to always look at the story and tell me if she sees any holes. And this is where you could use AI. You can take your whole manuscript when it's done, run it through AI with a question of, are there any holes in the plot? I don't like AI, but that is a place where you might find some visibility that you otherwise wouldn't find. But don't let AI write any part of it for you. Okay? So that is my editing tip. Take your manuscript when you think it's perfect, run it through Word or whatever writing word software you're using, and have them grammatically check it. Then run it through a program like Grammarly and ask them to grammatically check it. Do not allow them to do any of their AI stuff, because they'll say, do you want AI to rewrite it? No, you do not. You do not. This is your voice. That brings me to another point too, is you need an editor that understands your voice and doesn't try to put their voice in your voice. I've had that happen because I've burned through like 4 editors. So be careful of who you give your book to, and make sure that there's somebody who really knows what they're looking for. In the case of my betas, one of my betas is great with story, terrible with grammatical errors. Okay, that's what I expect from her, is to tell me how the story is. The grammatical people are great on the little details. That's what I want from them. And the quick turnaround. So I always give them a little gift of some sort when they do that. So once you've gotten it back, and once you've had it run through the Word document, through Grammarly, through a grammatical editor, and maybe a few betas, then you're really ready to go. Because if a bunch of betas miss a mistake, it's a good chance a bunch of readers will miss it too. Okay, that's today's lesson. Thank you.